Hey guys, so we've done our topic worksheet, we've collected our sources, and now it's time for us to start our annotated bibliography. So just a reminder, the end game for this first part of the research project is a complete annotated bibliography. And that's where all of your sources have a works cited entry, and then also have a couple sentences summarizing a few key items about the source, to include the reliability of it, a summary of what it says, and how it relates to the topic and the subtopics in your worksheet. So again, longer document that we're going to be working on more fully, but for today, we're going to be focusing on just completing one entry for me to check. So that's the assignment that's in Google Classroom for you. There are 4 different files here in Google Classroom to look at. So the first one is the actual annotated bibliography assignment. This is a reminder that your annotated bibliography must contain 5 sources with at least one Inspire source. Now your source requirement might vary depending on the class, but it definitely will be at least 5 sources. All the sources have to meet our source evaluation criteria. And because we're dealing with an MLA formal writing document, we're going to have our works cited match MLA format, and our font will always be set to Times New Roman 12. Here's the explanation for what needs to go in every entry in the annotated bibliography. And keep in mind that each entry corresponds with a source. 5 sources, 5 entries. So for each one of those sources, you're going to have your complete works cited, which we've done before, and then you're going to have that brief written explanation, usually 2 to 4 sentences, that covers the reliability, how do we know we can trust the source, a summary, very generally, what is the article about, and the contribution of the content in the article, meaning what portion of that topic worksheet are we going to be actually answering. So I've got another example down here from my annotated bibliography, and if you look, I've gone ahead and color-coded reliability, summary, and contribution, and I have those highlighted here. That way you can see how that looks. I start by talking about why I can trust the author or the publication, what the article covers very generally, and then what specific point that it's going to make to help me confirm answers to the subtopics on my topic worksheet. So revisiting my topic worksheet will be important. So make sure that yours is open. Okay, so there's the instructions on that. I've also attached the plagiarism description. We looked at this first semester, and I'm sorry, I know it's sideways. This is the reminder that basically if you're quoting a source, you need to put quotation marks around it and cite it. If you are going to use your own words, you still need to cite it. We're not citing yet. It's just something to be putting in the back of your mind. We've got your works cited guidelines sheet, okay? And we did this as well first semester. A reminder about how MLA works cited entries are supposed to look. When in doubt, always go down to the website option, okay, because this will cover all of your internet articles. And for Inspire, if you go down to the second page, there's an example from the database. Okay, so if you follow that format as well as my formats, you'll be just fine. The last item in this assignment is your spot for you to put your first entry so that I can check your first one and make sure it's good to go. So when you open that, ultimately, you're going to see that you have a placeholder document, okay? So I've left one of my works cited entries here, as well as the beginning of the explanation. What you don't want to do is highlight all of this and click delete. Instead, you want to override it. That way you keep the formatting, because you've got this hanging indent for your works cited, and then you'll have regular paragraphing when you are writing the explanation of your source, okay? So let me walk you through how we do this. I've already gone ahead and pulled up 2 of my sources, one Inspire and one not. So this is one of the sources that's not Inspire, and it's from goodhousekeeping.com. I've referenced this one before. So to do the works cited entry, if I go back to my sample, I know that what I need to start with is my author, then I'm going to go to my article title, and then I'm going to go to the title of or container, the title of the container, which is my main website. So if I look at this example, I've got Louisa Shafia as my author, here's my article title, and Good Housekeeping, which I can see both in the web address and right here, is my container. So if what I want to do is overwrite it, remember, don't delete, just highlight and then start typing over it. Okay, and because I'm old, I've already forgotten the title of this. Everything you need to know about starting a vegetable garden. Always in quotes. No. And sorry, I will talk to myself periodically. I remember that my container, which is also going to be in italics, comes next. Okay? The next thing that's going to pop up is the date of the article. Okay? Followed by the web address, and then the day that I've accessed it. So the date of this article is 3 May 2018. My web address, which I can just copy and paste in, although once I do that, I'm probably going to have to change the font. Okay? With a period, and then accessed today, which is 21 March 2020 with a period. Now in Google Docs, just a reminder to get rid of the blue and to get rid of this ugly gap, we kind of ballpark how much would fit on that line. I'm going to go back here and hit the space bar. Then if I click, single left click there, this gives me the option to kill the link. Okay, I want to remove that link. Okay, so my works cited entry looks good. Now I actually need to talk about the 3 elements of this source, starting with the reliability of the author. And if you're already going, okay, I don't remember what that is, go back to your assignment. Reliability. How do we know we can trust the source? Okay, so in this case, I know that Good Housekeeping is a publication that's over 100 years old. If I don't know anything about the source, sometimes you can click here to find out. Sometimes you can click on the author's name and you will see what their credentials are. But either way, I want to mention something about the source. So in my case, for this source, and again, I'm going to overwrite, not delete, Good Housekeeping is a publication regarding home improvement that is over 100 years old. I mean, literally, my parents and my grandparents both got this in the mail. Okay, so I've discussed the credibility. The next thing that I need to discuss is a summary. What is this article about? Now, I'm not looking for quotes or paraphrases yet. I'm just trying to skim the article, and some of us can skim faster than others, and figure out what this is about. Okay, so I'm seeing steps to map out the garden, till the soil, turn the soil. Okay, so this looks like a sequence of steps to prepare land to become a garden. That's exactly what I'm going to say. This article includes a series of steps about how to prepare land to become a garden. There's my summary. 1 sentence. Contribution. What portion of the research question does this article help explain? Okay, so I'm going to go back to my topic and subtopic worksheet. Okay, there it is. That's what I'm going to get from it. Answers to question 1. Did I cover that already here? I did, but maybe I want to re-emphasize that so it's clear to my teacher, i.e. me, that I'm recognizing that I also need to relate this back to my topic worksheet. This article will help me by explaining what actions I need to take to turn my backyard land, sorry about the typos, into a garden. Done. Okay, first entry, all you need to do. Now, as a reminder for Inspire, it looks a little bit different when you are doing your works cited. So when you have your Inspire source open, the first step to do for citing, okay, and I'm on my PDF full text, so sorry about that. I need to go back to my detailed record because I was reading through that article. If I go to the detailed record, that's going to give me some bibliographic information, but there's also this spot for citing that I can click on. Once I click over, it's going to give me all the different ways that I can cite, and I need to make sure that the one I choose is MLA whenever this thing decides to load. And again, I apologize. My laptop at home is not as fast as my computer at school. So if I scroll down here, I'll find MLA. Now with MLA, so you know, none of this stuff here is helpful. Basically, anything starting with EBSCOhost we don't want. It's not part of our MLA formatted citation. So instead, you're going to highlight everything up to that point. Control-C to copy if you're on your Chromebook. And then if I were just overwriting my original, I can do Control-V to paste. I know it's not the right font. I'll deal with that in a minute. Okay? The other thing, if I go back to my works cited cheat sheet, I need, for a database, both the database name and the access number. Okay? In order to get that, I go back to my detailed record and I scroll down. There's my database. There's my access number. I'm going to go ahead and copy that number. My database is master file Premier. So I'm going to type that, then I'm going to type access capital N 0 period and paste that number with a period. I need to fix the font though, because this isn't Times New Roman 12, and I don't know if you can see, but it has this faint highlight behind it. So all I need to do is highlight it, go up here, change to Times New Roman 12, and then right here, the highlight color key, I'm going to switch to none. And there you've got a works cited entry for an Inspire source. And then I'm going to do the same thing down here that I did for my other source. Okay? Talk about the reliability and credibility, why I can trust that source, summarize what's in it, and then relate it back to one of my topics. So you're going to do one of these, just one entry, and turn it in. And once I approve it, then you're going to be able to complete your entire annotated bibliography with all of your entries. As always, if you have any questions, all you need to do is email or call, since you all have my cell phone number now. Take care.